So I'm still very much learning how to make and upload videos to YouTube. So I'm doing this as kind of a practice, but I thought I'd also make it a little bit practical. I bought this dollhouse at a local thrift store called Second Avenue. It's actually a chain of thrift shops. So this dollhouse is actually some sort of a cabinet. If you come around to the side, I'm kind of filming, and here we go. There's this bracket on the back where it's supposed to be mounted to the wall. I bought it for $5.90. I'm going to peel off this sticker here. Hopefully I don't leave a bunch of bad adhesive behind, messy, you know. So I'm taking off the sticker here. The windows actually seem to, like, I think this might be glass. Up here, the bottom windows are plastic. And if you open the door, you see 3 little rooms, and I mean little. If I might digress a little bit, I hear people say that they can't afford a dollhouse or whatever, but actually this is a hobby that can be as expensive or as thrifty as you like, because miniatures are all around us. Ornaments can be miniatures, little action figures. I mean, who says you can only use official dollhouse things, right? So you do what you like. So, any rate, the inside of the dollhouse, we have a bright sunny day today. I'm trying to get good lighting. Is a good neutral yellow, and like all good neutrals, is a little bland. And so I'm going to decorate this dollhouse with things I already have in my collection. So here is the finished product. This is not 1/12 scale, which I found out as I tried to fit furniture into it. It might be 1/16, or it might not be any particular standard scale, because again, it was a cabinet and not a dollhouse. Inside in the kitchen, you can see this was the doll that would fit, and these are the bits of furniture that would fit. And I'm personally not a stickler for scale. My theory is if it's cute, into the dollhouse it goes. And these are also not my best bits of furniture. A lot of these came from the Dollar Tree dollar store, which tends to be a little smaller than 1/12 scale. So in the kitchen, I found some cute little pieces. We've got, this was actually a magnet. It's a bag of groceries, but it's actually a magnet. I peeled the magnet off. I got this when I was a kid. I don't know if you can tell, whoops. There is a cake in the oven. Of course, it's already frosted in the oven. I'm not even sure what this piece of this little bit is. I think it's maybe supposed to be some kind of a meat grinder. And back on, way back in the back, there is a coffee grinder, but I don't think you can see that. And then moving up to the living room, we have the red chair. We've got knitting in case she wants to knit. Her faithful dog is sitting in front of the grand piano. And there's also a slide trombone. I'm going to see if I can move this in closer so you can see the slide trombone there. And then the top floor of the bedroom, again, a little tiny bed. That pillow is actually an old sachet I had when I was a teenager. It came with some kind of whatever. There's the bureau, the lamp, a couple of books, and this is a very old, I think I was probably 12 when I got that little sprig of flowers. It's plastic, but it fit perfectly into this vase that I also got when I was 12, and I was just starting out with the miniatures. So anyhow, that's the tour of the dollhouse, and I'm going to pan back a little bit. One of the fun things about miniatures is deciding on how realistic you want it to be. For instance, do you want to duplicate a home, like a working home that people would actually be living in? Well, that's easy. You look around your own home and you see, what do you have? Little bits of soap, plates, books, lamps, of course, the furniture, and try to duplicate that. Or you just might want a storefront and maybe one clerk and 1 or 2 customers. And of course you can buy a dollhouse kit. That's usually what people do, is they buy the dollhouse kit. But you don't have to buy a kit. Some kits are expensive, and the more elaborate and pretty they are, the more work you have to put into it. Maybe you don't have time for that. Thrift shops are a good place to get dollhouses. Yard sales. A lot of times you find a big, beautiful dollhouse that, some dad built for the daughters. The daughters are grown up. Nobody has room for it. That's the other thing, is that there is a space problem with dollhouses. All right, people have cleared out a shelf in a bookcase. And they put their display there. They have a smaller display. So the point is, oh, and one time I was looking on the internet and somebody had hollowed out a guitar and made a little fairy house in that. Now that takes a lot of skill. That is way beyond my skill level and probably most people's skill level, but it just goes to show an old wooden box, whatever you can find to put a little display in it. If you're lucky enough to be really skilled with crafts, which I don't happen to be, I'm more of a collector and a curator, but if you can do crafts, you can make furniture, you can make accessories. There's books out there on how to make, little dollhouse food and stuff. But again, because I'm limited with time, I pick things up at yard sales and, so that's how I do it. So anyway, thank you for bearing with me through this whole process, and have a great day.